So it's a beautiful morning. In the desert, you take what you can get. So I decided to come outside and do some painting. I've been inspired to do American flag, I don't know, for watercolor, just to, for 9/11 today. So anyways, just taking advantage. I probably only have about maybe 45 minutes left of being outside. Since the American flag is so symbolic, I didn't want to mess up the lines or the stars and get the wrong count. So I decided to go ahead and draw everything out lightly with the pencil. And of course, I'll use my plastic white eraser to lighten up those lines as I start painting. This is something I highly recommend. Doesn't matter what brand, as long as it's white and plastic, that should work for you. And another thing I did is for the stars, to make things a little bit easier, I went ahead and used masking fluid, and I can put that bottle up later so you can see what I used. Went ahead and drew out the masking fluid, the stars in the masking fluid, and then when I'm done with the painting, I'll be able to just peel those stars up and the white paper will expose through. And just to be transparent, this is my inspiration that I'm using. I saw this picture floating around on the internet around Memorial Day, and so since I'm not selling it or anything like that, I feel pretty okay with using this as my inspiration. Just actually using this American flag as a background that I'm going to import into Procreate. So the colors that I'm going to use my red, orange, and pinks, and then a little bit of the yellows over here just to kind of get that neat effect. And again, this is just for practice. I'm not trying to, put this on Etsy or anything like that. So whoever did this, I just love it, and I wish I could give them credit. I am using the wet on wet technique, and this is where you paint the area first with clean water, and then afterwards you'll add the color that you want, and then you can watch the magic that happens. With this process, you have to work pretty fast, especially where I live, because the air is so dry. And I'm doing this outside, so I have to work extra fast. But I do like the effect that it has. To me, is one of the best parts about watercolor. Alright, so watch when I add some of this pink. Just kind of blends beautifully. Another fun part about this technique. And then later when it dries, something pretty cool happens. Just one of my favorites. Not everybody likes it. Some people get a little bit freaked out. They're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? But I say try it, because it's just something that is the beauty of watercolor. Alright, red stripes done. I think that last one ended up being my favorite. Love it. For the blue squares, I decided to go with these three. I can't recall the names at the moment. I've got those three, and then I've got this color, and then I want to drop a little bit of indigo in there just for some cool effects. So again, I'm going to use the wet on wet technique for this square, and then just see what kind of fun blues I can come up with. I just got done adding the water to this, and so I'm just kind of going over it. And what you're about to see is how the blue just, how the masking fluid resists the blue. And that is what is fun about this, the masking fluid process. I think I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to these white stripes, and then the piece will be done. Might be hard to see, but I don't know if it'll focus. But I added a little bit of this light blue to the white, only because to me it just adds a little bit of interest and dimension. It gives you something to look at, like this little area right here, and there's some fun areas happening around here. Again, it just kind of shows that you've paid attention to the whole piece. Alright, well, so far this is coming up quite nicely, and I love the imperfect look of these stars. And that's actually what I was going for. I didn't want perfect lines and perfect stars. But you can kind of see the color blends in the blue, and then the color blends in the stripes. Happy. So now I'm going to go inside because my poor dog, he's like panting. He's very spoiled and he doesn't like to be outside for too long. Huh, Sunny? Huh, Sunny? Say hi. Say hi, Sunny. Yeah, he barely wants to say hi. It's like his way. Anyways, but I'll go inside, and I think I'm going to put this in Procreate and put something over the top of it to represent 9/11 today. Side note, if you are seriously thinking about getting into any type of painting, watercolor painting, anything, usually when you watch those videos, they have these cute little like glass jars, and they say have one for your cool and one for your warm. I'll tell you what, these little industrial things, and I'm pretty sure you can find on Amazon. I got it while I was living in Japan. They were pretty common, so I know you can find them on Amazon. But this is the best thing. So I have my warm over here, and then I have my cool, and then I use these areas to rinse off, because even though you separate the colors, you know, sometimes your brush still has residue. So, you know, yes, the videos are pretty with their cute little glass jars, but buy one of these.